Live from Los Angeles, California. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jezza Moye. Good morning, La La Land. We are making history here, streaming to you daily on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Periscope, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m.
And we've got a great show in store. So if you want to discover your purpose and calling, you don't want to miss a show. Also, we have a great conversation about a woman who was a childhood star who has reinvented herself over and over. It's never too late for any of us. And we also have a great gentleman in the house who is bringing talent and products together. This is the new wave, right?
Wow. It's hashtag Wealth Wednesday here at Good Morning La La Land. We're so excited.
And a wealth of guests.
We do have a wealth of guests. Welcome to the Good Morning La La Land studio. We have a legend, living legend in the house, Childlike Empress. You may remember her from The Never Ending Story and now Paper Canoe, Tammy Stronach. Good morning. And also an entrepreneur who may now be your hero, Ben Rosenfield. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
So here at Good Morning La La Land, we find that morning routines are so important. And LA wants to know, how do you start your day?
Well, you know, every time when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is pop in a podcast. I'm a voracious listener of like Hidden Brain and Planet Money. And then once I actually get, my mind at ease, I go for a walk to Verve to get coffee because I'm actually pretty addicted to espresso. So, without it, I'm pretty useless. So my morning routine is kind of surrounds myself until I get to the coffee, and then I'm actually starting to get productive.
Ah,
love that.
That sounds good.
Man after my heart.
Oh my gosh, reminds me of Will Smith. He always says, read and run, read and run.
Right?
Read and run.
Yeah, I love
Tammy,
that.
what do you do that's special to your morning routine?
Well, I'm a mom, so I wake up my daughter, I make her breakfast, I make me breakfast, I pack her backpack, I find her library book, I run all over the house.
Whoa!
And then I take her to school, and then I take a yoga class. So I think, you kind of have to get all the little things done and get everything off and then take some time to yourself to center.
Nice.
Do you have like a daily mantra or affirmation you use to calm and steady yourself as a working mother?
Oh, I mean, no, I think it changes. I think you need different things to kind of connect to what your focus is each week. But I think it is really important to kind of land one every week and give yourself a little bit of bolstering.
For sure.
Bolstering.
That's what coffee is for.
Yeah.
I mean, like working out's for the body. I mean, meditation's for the mind. So every morning, another part of the routine is like getting your head straight and getting to a place where you can quiet it down so that you can get ready for the day.
Oh, that's
sure.
really good. Well, we're so excited to get back to you guys in the studio later in the show to pick your brains on running your own successful business. We're really excited. Thanks for being here this morning.
Excited about that. Nice. Wow, so many great minds in the house that definitely fit in. It's amazing how many people are mindful and do meditation and all this stuff. You never know, right?
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you would never know.
That's part of the shift happening here
right?
at Good Morning
That's
La La Land, Erin.
So speaking of shifting,
Yes.
any kind of shifting going on yesterday for you? What did you do last night? And look at this outfit, by the way. He's got pink. I mean, like a man after my
I didn't know this.
Pink suede shoes
I got the
too
suede
to match,
shoes, yeah.
right? So what did you do last night?
Interesting that you should bring that up. I actually went shopping.
No,
I went shopping.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
Rob. I'm not surprised.
I love shopping. Lots of window shopping, but it's just nice to stay on top of what's kind of cool and trendy. So I went to the Beverly Center for a little while. I hit up a thrift store for those like little accessory pieces. The one you recommended, Crossroads. Yeah, I love them. Yeah, that was mostly spent shopping, catching up on emails from clients. Yeah.
We have a lot of male viewers out there who look to you as almost like a style icon, Rob. They're thinking, man, he is so cool. What are like some of the few key things you look for in an item when you're going shopping?
Yeah, so for me, I have to feel great in it. That's the most important thing, is that I need to feel confident in it. There are a lot of like great pieces that I just love, but when I put it on, I don't feel so confident in it. So you want to feel comfortable and confident. I think that's the first piece. The second piece is, ideally, it's something that that I can pull off the rack or whatnot and like have accessories at home that match with it already. Ideally, I don't have to buy an entirely new.
I go straight for very uncomfortable.
Yeah, right away, right? Well, that's true. It's like always a trade-off. It's like comfort versus style.
Yeah.
It's hard to pull them both off.
No, I've personally never been practical.
Yeah,
That was
really?
always my parents were like, could you be more impractical? I was like thinking of wearing high heels in the snow in Michigan.
Right? I know.
There's nothing practical about this, and I don't care right now.
It's true, but there's a term that I have a friend who talks about a lot. It's like lifestyle marketing, but it's the idea that you sort of want to carry yourself and present yourself in a way that leads to greater success in your life. And I think that's a point that you make there, a good point that you make in terms of you've always really looked great, Jaslyn. Always. And you always,
Yeah.
So,
Tell me
so just lifestyle marketing is what it is. Smart
It's funny
business.
because especially living in Los Angeles, you can't just go to Ralph's, or you could. And your kicks and your gym shorts, because you never know who's going to be standing behind you at that checkout
Oh
line.
my gosh, totally. Yeah, you run into an ex, you run into a client, and they're like, wow, really, Rob? This is how you like live every day?
I've never seen you.
No, next thing you know, somebody wants to take a selfie with you, and you're like, God, please.
Oh my gosh, totally.
This is not okay.
It's so funny. That happened to me once, just when the E Show came out, Famously Single, like the second season. I remember a guy was like, hey, aren't you from that show? And I'm thinking like, nobody knows who I am. And I was like, what show? And he was like, Famously Single. And I was like, oh yes. And then suddenly he's like, let's take a selfie. And I looked at what I had on, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, I'm gonna have to like, let me buy a pair of sunglasses real quick.
Oh my God.
It's so true though. LA is like that
Hilarious.
though. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hilarious.
LA is like that. It's funny because I used to walk my dogs in the neighborhood, and the sightseeing tour buses would drive by, and everybody would honk, and they would hold up this sign, "Are you famous?" Because I would have these like huge sunglasses, totally disguising myself. Really, I just rolled out of bed, my hair's all over, my big sunglasses on, my little dogs, and I'm like, I am not Paris Hilton, but I'm almost famous.
Yeah. Sometimes that makes you look more
hilarious.
famous, right? If you have the big sunglasses and it looks like you just rolled out of bed.
That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
funny.
totally
Oh my
true.
gosh.
What'd you do last night, Jaslyn?
Oh, well, I'd be more curious to know what Aaron did last night, because I kept myself in bed.
What were you
You
up
know,
to, Aaron?
honestly, I'm feeling the best. I finally feel like I'm back 100% after the flu, after just the holidays. You know, you're kind of in gunk. But I'm telling you, I think that I've declared that I'm like a child. Like, I swear I've decided that I'm like a child who needs food every 2 hours. I kid you not. Like, I'm not joking right now. I've looked at my life for 2018 and I thought, what is it that I'm really committed to? And I thought, you know what? None of this matters if I don't feel good. And I was like, what is it really going to take to feel good? And I was like, I need a nap every day at 4 o'clock for 1 hour. I need to eat every 2 to 3 hours. I need to work out every day. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I literally feel like I'm like a mother of my own self. Like, I have to like have snacks in my bag.
Oh my gosh.
And like, so I went to the gym last night. So I felt great. I honestly feel like I'm finally back 100% after all
This
that.
is why we are friends, because I'm a child inside. I like stopped aging inside at like 12. I know I did. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny. So I started the year very under the weather, and I made it a priority this year to make self-care one of my goals and resolutions. So yesterday we
Right, so you had Heal, right?
We had Heal. So we featured an interview with Dr. Drew, who is an advisor of the Heal app, and I was so inspired that I dialed up Heal app on my phone, and I called them here to the studio. But I would love for you to know a little bit more about what Dr. Drew has to say, and then I'll tell you about my experience.
Hey, Dr. Drew here, and I am on the HEAL Advisory Board. I got involved with this organization because it's the answer to our healthcare problem. Listen to me. You go to urgent care, you go to emergency room, you are paying for all that equipment, all that infrastructure, you're wasting time, you're exposing yourself to sick people. All you gotta do is go to heal.com or get the HEAL app at heal.com, get that HEAL app, and you can have a doctor wherever you are. It's $99 if you don't have insurance, though most insurances cover it. It's the most effective way to get the care you're looking for and the most cost efficient. $99 all in. That's it. And you get a board certified physician to show up wherever you are, your home, your work, whatever it is, 8A to 8P, 7 days a week, including holidays. And that board certified individual, that licensed professional, is going to just be paying attention to you and focusing on you and using his or her judgment to take care of your needs in that moment. Go to HEAL, check it out. You'll see what I'm saying.
I'm Michael Warmoth. I'm a board-certified pediatrician working for HEAL.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rashonda Clemens. I'm a board-certified pediatrician.
Hi, my name is Dr. Megna Motiani, and I practice internal medicine.
Hi, my name is Dr. Talia Katibi. I'm a board-certified pediatrics.
Hi, my name is Dr. Wong. I'm a board-certified family practitioner.
I joined HEAL because as a mother, I value the importance of practicality.
I joined HEAL to bring patient care back to you, our patients.
I joined HEAL to provide medical care on a different platform and to even the playing field for those who feel they don't have access.
I joined HEAL was because I found out about the organization and thought it would be ideal to be able to practice medicine the way I was trained to practice medicine.
Patients love it. I get to spend more time with them, and that makes all the difference.
HEAL offers comprehensive, compassionate medical care in the convenience of the family home, and patients seem so grateful to have us there.
Thank you, Truly Heal. That was the most convenient, friendly, personable doctor experience I have ever had.
Wow.
So it was so user-friendly. I downloaded the app on my phone, and it was just like calling for an Uber or a Lyft. I literally doctor on demand. They were here in the studio within 2 hours, and they are available throughout the region of Southern California within 2 hours.
Wow, incredible.
From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You know, and Dr. Romney showed up. He brought his assistant, and they couldn't have been more friendly and more just personable. It was really look, there we are. I was so excited. I felt so much better after even just having a consultation with them that I was able to boomerang. You know,
but it was just $100, right?
You know,
that's incredible.
Yes, there was $100 flat fee for people who don't have access to health insurance, which I don't. And we were able really just to connect. They checked my vital signs. They listened to what my concerns were. They gave me some great prescriptions, sent them right to the local pharmacy right down the street. I was able to go home with everything that I needed to feel better and be here and be present with you guys this morning. So what they're doing is truly incredible with the Heal app. They're really bringing health and wellness and mindfulness directly into the homes and the workplaces of the people of Los Angeles.
Wow. And it works because you're better.
I am on the mend, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. I mean, talk about Wealth Wednesday. I mean, without our health, we've got no wealth, right?
Oh, look at you right now. Health is the ultimate wealth, huh?
Cheers.
Okay, all right.
And what a great way of them monetizing and bringing great value to everybody. So big shout out to Heal, to Dr. Drew, to everybody involved in an incredible platform.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being a part of our Focus community.
Right. So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, you guys, we're going to talk about Wealth Wednesday. We're going to talk about how to discover your own purpose and calling and a few things that are going on in the world for 2018. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Odiva TV. And right now we're in the Focus TV studios in Hollywood.
Happy Wednesday, Empoweristas. It's Alex Worley.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paffrath.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the world.
Hi, this is Alyssa Goodman Show, and I am Alyssa Goodman.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay, Edwina Chia.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Gillette with Focus TV, and this is the Spotlight Series.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl.
Hey everybody, Terry here, host of the interview series Success Beyond Beauty.
Hi, I'm Fern Olivia, and welcome to Sensual Intelligence TV.
Hi, I'm Janica. I'm here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females.
Welcome to Focus. I am your host, Victoria Simone, and I am here in the beautiful Focus TV studio set in West Hollywood. And I have the great honor to bring you the preview for the new issue of Focus magazine, the Wellness issue. On the cover is the amazing Dr. Trupinsky, along with Wow Moms Jennifer Stano and her amazing partner, Nicole Ziola, along with a valued member of our Focus family, author, influencer, and host of her very own show on Focus TV Network, Rachel McCord. Yay, praise emoji! Featuring her new book, Slay the Fame Game. This issue is filled with amazing people within our local community, including Alyssa Goodman and the launch of her new show on Focus TV, The Alyssa Goodman Show, along with model and brand evangelist Nikki Sharp. Also in this issue, Focus food editor Tambi Safran visits the amazing new Waldorf Astoria and its executive chef, Stephen Benjamin. We have travel in this issue, as well as Focus Travel editor Wendy Brokaw-Kretschmer providing an amazing shopping guide for travel to Milan. This issue is packed with additional features, photos, highlights from the new Focus TV network, which is America's first streaming video talk show network. Pick up your copy today. You are going to love it.
Good morning, La La Land. Welcome back, and we are here live from Los Angeles. We have two very special guests in the studio this morning. We are talking #Wealth Wednesday. Special shout out to entrepreneur and CEO of Hero, Ben Rosenfield. Welcome. And we have got entrepreneur of Paper Canoe and former child star Tammy East from the studio. So good morning. How do you personally define wealth?
I define wealth by almost by the people around me. You know, the support of people, happiness. You know, I would say it's pretty sad to define wealth by a monetary value. So I think that, like, you know, wealth is knowledge. Wealth is a lot of things that kind of make, you know, life great.
Love.
Beautiful. Love. Tammy, what about you?
Well, I think that if you're really struggling hand to mouth and you can't eat, one of the really difficult parts about that is you can't actually have the time to work on the things that are meaningful to you. So I think wealth is having enough money to actually have the time to build the things that are really meaningful to you, that you feel you're contributing something to the world that you're proud of and that can move people and inspire people. So, you know, it's sort of, they're connected. I think wealth is having the freedom to really invest in the things that deeply matter to you.
Wow.
Absolutely
Love.
beautiful.
Right.
Freedom. There's so much wisdom back there in the studio. I can't wait to get into these interviews later in the show. Thank you so much.
So this segment is all about Wealth Wednesday today, you guys. We're going to talk about how to discover your purpose and calling.
Big one.
Right?
That's a big one. Why do I wake up? Why do I live?
Why do we write? And we know that, you know, there's been so many articles pulling up Wealth Wednesday. It's interesting. So it says Melinda Gates said, once upon a time, the American dream was built on the ideal of hard work leads to success. And now technology is basically work hard or you will fail.
Wow.
And there's this constant pressure to just keep working.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, especially in American culture, it's like work 365 days a year. We are supposed to be available 24/7. I mean, it's never ending. I don't feel like I can personally turn off or take a vacation.
Yeah, it's really frustrating in a way. Scientists have called it the progress paradox, right? That is, lives have gotten better in lots of ways. The standard of living has increased over the last 50, 60 years. People feel worse for it. They're more stressed, they're more anxious, there's more mental illness, there's more everything that makes you feel stressed out. So yeah, it's really a topic that's worth investigating.
And millennials are, our values are shifting.
Yeah.
And it's not just the millennials, actually, it's all generations. People don't just want jobs, they want meaning.
Yes.
So I think that that's kind of like the search that we're on right now. And one of the things I've worked with clients, a lot of people reach out because they want their purpose and calling and they want to discover what that is. And so there is a little formula I work with clients, which is basically your passions plus your skills plus your triumphs. So what does that mean exactly? That means, for example, you know, many people will go through something hard. Maybe they have dealt with being obese in their life, and they come through that. They learn to have a balance, and they now are teaching, you know, health and wellness. Or, you know, some people have struggled, came from, you know, being homeless, and began to build their own, had a breakthrough around money, and they now are leaders in the industry of helping people become entrepreneurs. So basically, you want to learn your passions, your skill set, and your triumphs, and that's kind of the formula that I've worked. It really, I mean, I've never had it not work for somebody, but, you know, so what have been your greatest, I mean, I know we've talked a little bit about your greatest triumph.
Yeah, it's so powerful what you say, because the one thing that I have discovered for myself is that problems point to purpose. So when you're not sure what you want to do with your life, you're not sure what your purpose or your calling is, if you look deeply into the problems that you have, and most of us are very aware of the problems that we have, those problems point to your highest purpose. So for me, it was just being unhappy.
Right.
Pointed to happiness.
Bam, happy, a book and happiness.
Yeah, that's it.
If only it was that simple and you made it look that good.
You got, you know,
well, he's doing it. He's working.
It's taken a decade. But yeah, it wasn't that obvious at first, of course. But if I had known that problems point to purpose, I might have seen it differently at that time. You know, so yeah.
How about you, Jez?
Well, it's tough because for me, I personally live like I'm living open to opportunity, and I've got these inherent goals and motivation, and to Rob's point, grit, which is now a term I will
embrace that. Gritty.
Because I'm really searching for something that not only makes me feel fulfilled financially, but makes me feel fulfilled in my heart and in the ability to give back. So I'm still navigating that. I'm still, you know, making my list of problems, if you will, and finding out what the purpose is in all of that. But I'm so incredibly grateful for the platform, and that's Good Morning La La Land, because it's given me the opportunity to navigate that, and navigate that with 2 experts.
Right?
3.
I think I think that leads to an article we found on Forbes about people wanting more purpose, and they said exactly to that point. They said if you don't know your purpose, you can find more meaning in the job that you're already doing. And I think that you're a great demonstration of that. Like, you found, you know, you really help connect people. You really bring out the stories and connecting. It's really, you're profound at that.
Absolutely. And there's something else that you highlighted there, Jeslyn, I think is just fantastic, which is that there's both an inner purpose and an outer purpose. I think we have both, and I think we all share the same inner purpose, which is essentially to connect to our true selves, to experience happiness and peace and true love. And the way in which that manifests, we call that your outer purpose, right? So whether it manifests in terms of Good Morning La La Land, whether it manifests in terms of a big movie role, whether it's a book, you know, so that manifestation evolves over time, but the inner purpose is something that's always deeply true for you, and that you can always continue sort of pursuing despite what's happening outside.
You know what's so important though about that inner purpose is recognizing that that can evolve, because what you might want when, you know, your 12-year-old self, your 22-year-old self, your 32-year-old self is going to evolve and to change. And to really, you know, shout out Rachel McCord, who said your goal might change. This might not be the business for you, whatever that business is, and that's okay.
Yes.
Recognizing that something that you've invested your time and talent in isn't fulfilling you and moving on is okay.
Right.
And let me drop a dime on you right now, because that's so hot right now. You got me turned up right now. But like, so yes, you are. You are flowing right now. But so one of the things I've discovered too is that if you don't know what your purpose is, finding out your purpose is your purpose, and there's no greater purpose than that. So you cannot lose.
Right now.
You do, yes, absolutely.
100%. And knowing your skills, people go, well, I don't know what that is. You can go survey your friends, your family. You can take online personality tests, find out what your strengths and weaknesses are. You can delegate your weaknesses and passions, like you said. Like, just go out, and that's why you go to college or why you do whatever, to discover. Take all those different classes. Take all the different things.
Absolutely, and recognize that you can follow your bliss, and your bliss will lead you to your purpose. You don't have to take the hard route or the torturous road.
You can go on heroin and it's going to follow you.
I didn't say that. Okay.
But it is really interesting too, because there are a lot of people who think that they're almost being martyrs or victims to their unfortunate circumstance, and they think like, oh, I've tried so hard and I've just been continually met with these failures, and it's always going to be that way for me. I mean, what do you say to that person?
Well, my response essentially is that you know, if you spend most of your life trying to force a door open, you spend the rest of your life trying to keep that door open. And so in my life, that just doesn't work for me. So if I find a door is closed, I take a different route. I'm not going to bang my head off that door, you know, against the door trying to get it to open. It might turn out to be a wall, and it's never going to open. So that's not been my experience. My experience is to try other approaches, other paths.
Such a great conversation. I vote that we ask some experts in
Absolutely.
the back, right?
Let's
How
get
did
back
they
there.
find their purpose and calling, and what does that look like for them? So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to go to the back studio. We're going to talk more about their own callings, bringing their creativity and genius to the world. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
#WealthWin.
This is Jack. His mother didn't save his childhood artwork.
She just threw it all away like it was garbage.
If only his mother had Archive.
Archive is the easiest and fastest way to chronologically store your child's art.
Snap a picture, tag it, and store it safely in our cloud.
Then share it with friends and family.
Even turn it into a calendar, mug, or your very own printed book.
Oh, you were going to make one yourself? Yeah, that's what his mom said.
Download the Archive app now and help us save art.
Archive, available now on the App Store.
Hey, Dr. Drew here, and I am on the HEAL Advisory Board. I got involved with this organization because it's the answer to our healthcare problem. Listen to me. You go to urgent care, you go to emergency room, you are paying for all that equipment, all that infrastructure, you're wasting time, you're exposing yourself to sick people. All you got to do is go to heal.com or get the Heal app at heal.com. Get that Heal app, and you can have a doctor wherever you are. It's $99 if you don't have insurance, though most insurances cover it. It's the most effective way to get the care you're looking for and the most cost efficient. $99 all in. That's it. And you get a board-certified physician to show up wherever you are, your home, your work, whatever it is, 8A to 8P, 7 days a week, including holidays. And that board-certified individual, that licensed professional, is going to just be paying attention to you and focusing on you and using his or her judgment to take care of your needs in that moment. Go to Heal. Check it out. You'll see what I'm saying. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Hi, this is Jennifer Eddy, and I'm here with Spa Girl Cocktails today. We're thrilled to be here with Empowerista and Girl Talk Network at UNITA and El Segundo to help support and empower women in the community. We have 2 flavors with Spa Girl Cocktails, Pear and Spa. Those are our signature cocktails. They're low calorie and gluten-free, all natural, nothing added. You can find us at Bevmo and Total Wine in all of your communities. We're thrilled to be here with Focus Magazine today in their December issue.
Hello everyone, I'm Joyce Gerard, creator of the Joyce Miracle Elixir Collection, and I'm happy to say that it's the only collection out there that is not going to have any harsh chemicals, free of parabens, free of sulfates, free of sodium chloride, absolutely cruelty-free, because for me that is super important. And it's made right here in USA. And it's the only line that is going to deliver you the best antioxidants, vitamins, fatty acids, minerals, straight from Mother Nature. I've infused my entire line with buriti, maracuya, moringa, and argan. So you have the buriti, which is the tree of life. You have the argan, which is literally liquid gold. You have the maracuya, which is the richest source of vitamin C. And you have the moringa, which is the richest superfood in the world. So I've combined all these yummy ingredients from Mother Nature and delivered them straight to you, straight to your strands, straight to your face. In all my products, that's the base of it. And the most important thing is that everything is made with love right here at home in USA, straight for you.
And the reason they book me and keep me is because it's more than just training. It's just authentic. And so I think that's one thing I realized that I had my whole life was will. I'm so determined to get to where I want to go. I'm not going to let nothing stop me, not even myself. Right? And I try to tell my clients and people, it's all a mindset. You know, absolutely. You got to really want it. They said, you can change anything, but before you change anything, you got to change it in your mind first. Just because I always say if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you.
I'm Eden Sassoon, and I own 2 Pilates studios, Eden by Eden Sassoon Pilates. And to be quite honest, I hate socks. But my girlfriend Sally just created a line, Mantra Socks. And to me, at Pilates, you cannot get on my machine without socks. But now, you can get on my machine with the intention. Today, I have Be Love. To me, that means a lot. But also, when you buy a pair of these socks, 1 pair gets donated to a homeless shelter. And that is something, that's really what matters, to be quite honest. It's not just about the sock. It's about the intention. It's about what you're giving back and how you're paying it forward. And so for that, Sally, I thank you. And I love Mantra Socks.
Hi guys, I'm Joyce Gerard, and I support my beautiful friend Sally with her Mantra Socks. Look how cute they are. Be Love is my favorite, so go get them. Run and get them on Amazon.com.
Good morning. morning, La La Land. Welcome back. We're so excited to have with us today the CEO and founder of the app called Hero, Ben Rosenfield. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, La La Land. I appreciate the invite here.
Yes,
Wonderful.
you are
Thank
sharing
you.
a wealth of wisdom here on Wealth Wednesday. We're so excited for that. But you started as an entrepreneur at a very young age. What was your first business?
I was the kid that always had the lemonade stand and then graduated to the Scholastic newspapers and then hawked the Ginsu knives down the street.
Hated that kid.
I was always
Hated
the
that
one
kid.
banging on
So
the wall.
successful at such a young age.
Man, it was like, no matter what it was, I was selling balloons at parties on New Year's. Like, you know, I always had some kind of like thing I slanged, you know.
Where did you got that?
I don't know. I grew up as the oldest of 7 boys.
Okay.
So I was like a caretaker. I was like the one they looked up to, and I also kind of raised myself. My parents were working a lot, and so I was always the one that had to provide or had to be there or had to be around and kind of be this supportive element to this, like literally a team of people.
Oh,
Wow, 7 siblings.
Yeah.
Here, where were you?
We were in Chicago, so I'm from Chicago. I actually just moved to La La Land about 4 months ago.
Oh, nice.
And so
Congratulations.
I'm now in
Welcome.
between and enjoying this wonderful weather that we have, because obviously, you know, Chicago is absolutely freezing.
It's the polar vortex of America.
Totally.
But people from Chicago are just so, everyone I have ever met from Chicago is just such a cool person.
You know, it's almost ingrained in the whole construct of Chicago. So helping people without expecting anything after or expecting something in return.
Such a hero. Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know about that, but it's like, you know, you can walk down the street and almost everyone's approachable. In business, everyone is you know, willing to take a phone call to help you out or answer your question. So I'm very lucky, and I think that it helps me in business to be from like the Midwest, where you're not on the East Coast where it's too crazy and too fast and too hard driving. And then sometimes here it could be, because it's so nice and because lifestyles here are so lax, it could be a little slower. So
a little laissez-faire in La La Land.
it's also why I think all like the reality show people are won by people in the Midwest.
Right.
Little balanced.
Speaking of which.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, didn't you have a little reality?
I was lucky enough to have my 15 minutes of, I don't know, F-list celebrityism. I was on a Mark Burnett show called Coupled. The experience was outstanding. Wow. And so, yeah, that aired on Fox last year, and it was an unbelievable time. I think the best part about, you know, doing the show, and I'm not from this world. I never wanted to be on a reality television. I just kind of fell into it. But the relationships I made with the people that were on the show, and actually the people that made the show. Like, I still talk to all the producers. I still talk to, you know, the costume designer, everyone. So
Still have some dates?
Yeah, you know, let's just say that part of the we're gonna put behind me.
You're all business.
Well, yeah.
So what was your first business?
My first company was a real company.
Your first real company?
Real company was a commercial real estate company I started when I was 24 called Titan Commercial. And I kind of fell, now I'm in tech, as you know, and I kind of fell in tech because when I started this company in 2004, at the time, all my friends were going to commercial real estate, and the hardest part about what I did was trying to figure out who to sell a piece of real estate to or who to buy something from. And so what I did was somehow a company called Magellan Development invested in my first company. And what I did with the funds was I built what's called a sales funnel, a very technical piece that allowed my company.
Freebie.
Well, no, that's not yet. No, that's not freebie yet. But what I was able to do was drive leads, qualified leads, to someone who was selling something. And we did that over the course of about 8 years, and we did about $1.5 billion in revenue. And so from there, in 2010, I started my first tech-based company, which did basically the same thing for brands. It connected brands to micro-influencers. So anyone that had under 25,000 people, whether you had one connection or 1 million, brands still wanted their consumers inside their places of business. And so what I built was a very early version of trading a social post for a valuable free product.
This is so crucial because so many of the people watching right now are making it their New Year's resolutions to monetize their brands, to build their own businesses from their side hustle from their blog, from their Instagram, and really be able to make their hobby their financial business.
Well, it's amazing. The Kardashians, so the Kardashians actually was the first one to really monetize their social media. And you got to think back, well, what was the first deal ever, the first exchange of value of product for post?
Yeah, what
well,
was it?
It was Vlasic pickles.
What?
Really?
Vlasic pickles. Sent a bottle of pickles to the Kardashians, and the Kardashians posted about how much they love Vlasic pickles.
No kidding.
That was the first one, and then since then it's because now what's happened is that our social media feeds have become channels, and some of these channels, like if you got big enough influencers, they're bigger than some of the cable networks at a fraction of the cost to produce the content, right? So you have all these people that are connected to tens of millions of people, and what they're able to do is monetize their social media feeds by promoting products. Now, we don't love seeing these advertisements, but in fact, it's amazing that we have at our disposal at this day and age this channel that we can use and we can create our own brand without having a full-blown production.
I can't believe that production started with a pickle. Like, it's wrap my mind around. I mean, now people have an empire.
And now they're pickled. Just kidding. I'm sorry, I didn't understand that one.
Couldn't resist.
Which leads us to your new app, Hero.
Yeah, so the micro-influencer space started to get very crowded. So what we saw was that people were, anybody was developing these influencer platforms. Now we know that influence is kind of a dirty word here. Right? We call them now ambassador.
Dirty word?
Oh, you can't even say the word influencer anymore. And people can, you can't say it. You know, you find ambassadors.
Ambassadors.
That's what we try to say. And so what Hero does differently than Freebie is it connects brands or a verified individual with celebrities, social influencers, and professional athletes for promotions, like for social media endorsements, or for artist performances, or for event appearances, or speaking engagements. Imagine, like, how do you find, like, if you wanted Boyz II Men to play at your...
Boyz II Men?
Yeah, I
Taking
know.
it back right now. I love Boyz II Men.
I know. If you wanted Boyz II Men to play...
They're both in pink.
There you go.
The band.
If you want, like, let's say you wanted a band to come and play your birthday party, how would you go about it?
Yeah.
Or the childlike empress to be at your Halloween party. How would you do it?
There you go. Right, exactly. So Hero allows you to connect with these individuals, with fans or with celebrities that, in a way, verifies the income when they make the inquiry, so that the manager, agent, or talent themselves knows that who they're dealing with actually has budget available to do a deal.
Wow.
Now, how would these micro ambassadors, right, the people who haven't reached the verified level, build their business and build their brand so they could be in a position to work with somebody like you or with Hero and be able to really monetize their brand?
It's a great question. And there's only there's three ways, right? And there's three ways to develop a following. The first is, and you can't get around it, you got to create good content. The content has to be on point. It has to be HD. It has to be thought out. It just can't be and anymore, it just can't be a picture of you without any clothes on, because really you can't monetize that.
Damn.
It's very hard.
I saw you heading down that road, Sharon. I saw you heading down that road.
Right. The second way is through collaboration. Right, finding other people that have like-minded fans that may have a larger following.
Like Hero to come on our show.
I mean, that's a good way to do it. I mean, this is a great way to find collaborators, right? Other people that have a following that you can shoot content with. They can both mention each other in your feeds. That is a great, inexpensive way to grow your following. The third way, which is a little bit more difficult, is to find some kind of paid sponsor. So whether it's a small brand that helps puts you in their feed and boosts the post, or you're actually paying to find more audience through Instagram or through other means, or a major brand puts you in one of their campaigns. That third way is really how you can get exponentially bigger.
Okay, question for you on number 3.
Yeah.
Say you have somebody that wants to sponsor a brand or whatever. Do you actually just boost posts? Do you give a freebie? What do you recommend?
So it depends. Again, it all depends on what the actual outcome is. The outcome is to grow your following. Usually there has to be some incentive. It could be a monetary incentive. It could be a product incentive. But there has to be some value that's derived from the viewers in order to want to look at that account. So when a brand comes to me, and we help brands develop their account because it's much harder for them to develop a true following, is you have to provide a utility value to the people watching. Right? And I see more than not that brands post all these advertisements, like of their product and some flowers next to it, right? And then the next day, it's a person holding that product.
Hit you over the head with it, basically.
Right? And nobody likes, unless it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's the only reason we like commercials Super Bowl because of the high content value, the high production value of every single commercial. Nobody wants to be beat over the head with advertisements. Right. And so you have to, when you create a brand or an Instagram or some type of digital media promotion for that brand, you have to have a utility. You have to have a story. You have to have something that people want to tie onto, that every day they go back, that provides some addition to their life that allows them to get something from it.
Like Rob Mack and his style inspiration.
I mean, yeah, so every day.
Every day,
if you come at the same time, consistently, you have styling tips, which say, hey, this is what I wore today. This is kind of the trends that I'm seeing. People are going to come to you and say every morning, say, well, what is he wearing? I'm going to get inspired. Maybe I'm going to go buy those fly shoes you're wearing.
I'm like, give up to my coach and go into the fashionista. He will be.
Shout out Melanie Whittle. I'll send all those people right to my stylist.
Well, he's a professional lifestyle happiness expert, dating expert. You could be a style expert.
Wow. I don't know if I can wear that many hats.
I mean, that sounds like a happiness expert. That sounds definitely like a wealthy expert in everything.
Oh man, I love it.
I love that. So, question for you. So, we see where the industry's going. We see that now the entire world of television and marketing, everything's changing to where people are going to micro brands, larger brands. Anything else that you see in the future? Where are we going with all this?
I actually think we're going to hit a bubble, right? There are just too many people claiming to be influencers right now, and I think what's going to happen is the days of like right now the millennial top of the pyramid is probably like a Selena Gomez or a Bieber, right? Yeah. And then we're now in the middle, totally and completely flooded by every different kind of influencer imaginable. What I think is going to happen is that it's just going to be it's going to be spread thin with who to use. And I think what's going to end up happening is going back in time, just like how cycles go, and we're going to go back into, each specific niche is going to have their one or two people that are going to kind of win over, and it's going to be almost like a winner-take-all environment.
Is it too late to throw your hat in the game?
Absolutely not. Right now, it's like the run-up. It's like Bitcoin right now.
Right.
Yeah. Everyone's making money.
Even if we had known 5 years ago, I mean, social media was so much more organic. You had the potential to go organic marketing, and now it just seems like it's not even.
So even though Instagram is free, like to use, it's not free to grow your following, whether it's time or some type of monetary a cost from you. You still have to get above the noise. Like brands and individuals have to get above the noise, and that's through differentiation. That's through provide a utility to that to your viewers and fan base.
I love that. So how does, let's say as an individual, company, or organization, how do they stand out in the way that you just described?
You can't, again, I see more than not, I think brands are still lagging behind, right? I look at brands every day, brands accounts, and they're still trying to beat their followers over the head with a product advertisement. And I think they need to go more to stories, and not the story necessarily in like Instagram stories, but they have to tell a story in their feeds that make people want to continue watching. Think about how we feel before every Game of Thrones. Or at the end of every Game of Thrones
I've
episode.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
sorry. Aaron!
A show that you like, you end it and then you have to wait a week to watch it again. That's what you have to, that's like what you have to elicit from your feed to your fans and your followers so that they actually want to see what's happening next. So I think what's important is actually having a story that people want to listen to and that you to tell, and to get away from let's just do print advertisement like
flat lay after flat lay after flat lay.
But don't you think that's funny? And we have to wrap up in just like literally of less than a couple minutes. But I believe that that's the whole point of the hero, right? We have the Joseph Campbell hero story. Like, that's why I think your brand is so brilliant.
Yeah, so what
Mm-hmm.
Hero does is it gives access to people who didn't normally have access to high profile people that didn't have access to them. So for the celebrities, they get so many inquiries, or influencers, so many inquiries to their DMs or to their emails, they don't know who's real and who's not, so they don't even respond. And for someone that has the funds available, it gives them access and proof to these people so that they can put them in and tell their stories in their own feed. So if on one side it gives access to a whole group of people that they never had access to, and for the celebrities or influencers and athletes, a way to filter out opportunities so that they can monetize their feeds even better.
So how do people find you? Obviously the app, but it's still in beta, is that correct?
Yeah, so right now we have a consumer app that's in the App Store that everyone can download.
Okay.
All right, which essentially allows, it's like Venmo for celebrities. So you sign up, connect your accounts, and then you're able to access anybody you'd like that's on the platform that's around you. And so you find us there, or right now it's kind of like early Jet Smarter, right? Where it's like invite only, word of mouth. Certain brands have it now, but I'm sure that in the not too distant future, it's going to be a
wow.
Well, you heard it here on Good Morning La La Land.
That's right. So incredible, incredible story. Excited to witness the journey and be on the journey with you.
Thank you.
And I just think also, can they find you on social media?
Yes,
Sure.
find me. You can find me personally at BENRSNFLD, and you can find Hero at superhero.co.
I love that. So superhero is off the superhero that where they get the energy from the people around them. I read that on some of your stuff, and I think that's so brilliant because really success and being an influencer in any realm is about all the people. And here at Focus TV Network, we have an incredible family, and it's exactly that. So excited, you guys. Stay tuned as we go into this next segment. We're going to interview.
Yes, we have a very exciting guest, business owner of Paper Canoe, Tammy Stronach, and you may remember her from The Never Ending Story. More when we come back.
Good morning, La La Land. I'm Dr. Aaron.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jasmine Royer. Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles.
America's first live streaming daily talk show.
At 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
And we have a sexy show for you today.
We have got Will, Leanne, and Gabe in the house. Let's go back there. Hi!
Talked to 4 beautiful, intelligent, conscious women. Clearly, I was miserable the entire time.
She has a TV show similar to your guys.
Ellen.
Yes!
Yes!
The little peck, come on.
I feel so bad for Jess.
We're live. Do it for the people viewing.
For the people.
Wow!
MICKEYMOUSE Club Mickey Mouse on Good Morning La La Land.
We are streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Happy holidays.
It's gonna be a good
morning, La La Land.
5, 6, 7, 8. We are the Mouseketeers, and we proudly wear our ears. We mousin', we mousin', MICKEYMOUSE Club Mickey Mouse. Good morning, La La Land.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are live with one of my all-time favorites, Tammy Stronach. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Thank you
so
for having me. So, of course, we've got to bring it up. You may remember her, this unforgettable face as the childlike empress from The Never-Ending Story.
Never-Ending Story.
Did
what
you think
a phenomenon.
that movie would be your never-ending story?
No, it's sort of, the name is kind of funnily apropos.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, the staying power of that particular story. Speaking of stories in the last segment and how important stories are, yeah, a good story stays around.
What we love so much about your story is that we're a true believer that you can recreate yourself over and over again, and at any age, as a mom, at whatever, and that's, for me, even more important than, you know, a beautiful fantasy-driven movie that is just profound. Your story touches me deeply and
Thank
profoundly.
you. Well, I think The Never-Ending Stories are really kind of, the message is about keeping the child in you alive and keeping your sense of possibilities awakened. And so much about growing up is this sense of closing in and kind of shutting down and losing our feeling that there's still possibilities for us. And so I think the spirit of it is to keep the kid inside of you alive. And I think that message is, yeah.
She is an empress.
Love that.
Yes.
Totally. Quite literally.
No, I'm
Yes.
very curious though, because after The Never-Ending Story, no one saw the rest of your childhood.
Well,
Tell
I
us
just
about it.
stayed in a little shell
In a little
the
shell,
mountain,
yes.
in the space, floating for
With
the last
Atreyu.
30 years.
That lovely dog.
She was floating into the ether. She got to come back.
Look at that. You know what's so funny is, one, this is the first movie I ever remember watching. And two, when I was a little girl, I used to put my mom's pearl necklace on my head and I used to pretend to be you. No, really, truly, because I felt like there was something so magical and so almost fairy tale-like about what that character embodied, you know, and the never-ending story of being a child and remaining part of your youth. But what was that like for you?
It was really an incredible experience, I have to say, and I appreciate it more with time in a way. The filming was really incredible because the sets were amazing and the costumes were amazing.
Second most expensive film at that point in history to be
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I also think that, you know, I ended up not pursuing professional acting afterwards and having a long career in dance and as a choreographer.
I knew I liked you.
But what I feel so blessed about is the fact that as a female character, she was such an unusual representation of strength. And I think in our society, we so often define strength in such a narrow way. It's kind of a fist, and that's it, you know? And there's something so unique about strength being represented in the frame of a tiny little girl, and its wisdom and its patience that make her strong. And I just think that, you know, Ende Makalende, who wrote that story, created this really potent image for little girls who often are like, well, where do I fit in this world? And what's my strength, you know? And there's all kinds of ways to be valuable and strong.
You have now, you're doing that in your new business with children and that story, right? So you're taking on that lead.
I mean, I think it's so funny. The Never-Ending Story was this big part of my childhood, and then I really didn't think about it, and I went on and danced and did other things. But then when I had my own child, I started to look at stories, and I started to think about how impactful they are in shaping what we think is possible, what we think is important, how much courage we have, and who are the narrators of the stories. And I think it's so important that children see themselves in stories and that we have more diverse stories where central characters are represented by lots of different kinds of people. And obviously I have a little girl. So, you know, I wanted to start making stories where there could be little girl heroes, and also where we redefine, it's so funny, all these themes keep coming back today, heroes, and, I know, stories, it's sort of strange, but...
Is that your little girl?
Yes.
Oh, it's such a fun video, that dancing bear, the dancing giraffe.
Well, I'm in the bear.
I was wondering how you did that. That's so great.
So it's not very comfortable for me, but...
That's great. Oh my God.
Oh, no, but it is so much fun, and there's so much youthful energy and strength.
Well, this video was just a fun thing of, like, you know, moms, dads, just stop working and stop being distracted and dance with your kids.
Oh,
You know, and so this girl's imagination sort of sees all her toys come to life, but really, you know, she just wants somebody to dance with, and finally her mom comes in and
in a bear costume.
you know, at the end of the video, and joins her in dancing. So, yeah, I think, you know, that I wanted to come back to create stories and tell stories where families take the time to be together. And I think we live in a world now where people are so busy and so distracted, where you see parents and kids together, but they're not really together. They're they're actually like in these different spheres, you know. And I want to create content that adults will feel like kids again. And kids will feel like adults, like respected enough to have really high value content that's beautifully constructed and treats them as the smart individuals that they are.
Will you explain what your company is, just because somebody out there doesn't know? They may have seen the little video right
Sure.
there. What is it exactly?
We're a family entertainment brand, and we're making all kinds of content for moms like me. You know, we wanted, the same way you want your kids to eat nutritious food, we want nourishing, intellectual, spiritual, fun entertainment for kids.
Nice.
So we've made several plays that have run in New York now, and now we're going to turn one of those plays that was in the pilot lab of the New Victory Theater into a podcast that we'll be distributing. We made a music album called Beanstalk Jack, and we'll be making more videos based on that. So we're just taking sometimes classic tales and reinventing them for modern families. And we're really, you know, we're just interested in creating content that brings families together, that everyone can actually enjoy the content.
What's the story behind the name Paper Canoe?
Well, a paper canoe is, I remember as a kid taking like a piece of paper and you just make a couple of folds, and then it's a boat. And then you put it on the lake, and like all of a sudden you're transported into this magical story. And I think that sometimes that's all it takes, is just a few crafted folds and your imagination, and you're off, you know? And I think that for kids, we really want to create content that not only is fun for them to watch, but inspires them to ignite their own imagination and ask, well, what can I build?
I absolutely love this. You know, what's interesting to me, so all that's interesting to me, what's particularly interesting is that you found a way to combine all the things that you love into something that's so purpose-driven and so helpful for other people as well. You know, what tips might you have for other people out there who are wanting to do something like you, or accomplish the kinds of things that you've accomplished, and discover their purpose at the same time?
I do think it can be very confusing sometimes, especially if you have a lot of interests. And there were definitely moments in my life I was like, I really like acting, and I really like dancing, and I really like choreographing, and I like singing, but I also like puppetry, and I really like kids, but I also like animals, like, you know, and you just feel like really schizophrenic. And I think you have to trust yourself. You know, you can't be happy trying to model somebody else's life. So explore the things you like, and keep asking yourself, you know, well, how can I bring them together? And yes, Paper Canoe is definitely like, here's this umbrella, and I'm just gonna shove everything I like under this umbrella. And I am a mom now, and it is important for me to think about this time and what's unique about it, and to kind of dive into it fully. So I'm gonna take all the things that I did in the past and reorganize them.
You know what else I love about that, the Paper Canoe name, is that there's so much symbolism in there, and part of the symbolism is that you said you stuck sort of all your dreams into this paper boat. The other piece of it is that you just put it on the river of life, and you just let go. And you just let it go where it's going to go. And amazingly, interestingly enough, it's allowed you to experience all these different kinds of successes in your life. So I love it for that reason too.
Absolutely.
Does your daughter love it?
Oh my God, she loves it. Yes, yes, and she's very vocal, and we have, you know, dinners where she talks about storylines and what's working for her and what isn't. And, but I love that. I love the fact that she's growing up in a house full of stories, and with the sense of agency that you can build the things that make you feel like you're going to bring ideas into the world that make you feel like the world could be a kinder, better place.
I love that. Where can people find you? Where can they find your videos, your production?
So we have a website, papercanoecompany.com. If people want to connect directly with me, they can find me on Twitter at NeverEndingTammy. We're on Facebook, Paper Canoe Company, and yeah, we'll be slowly releasing different products. And it was very interesting listening to the last segment, because one of the things, I've also been a teacher for a long time. I worked for Lincoln Center as a teaching artist, and then I'm a dance professor in New York. And so I'm always combining, in my head, I walk around making lesson plans. It's like such a nerdy thing to do.
So much more productive than what I do, which is now music in my head.
But so what I'd love to do is also create little tidbits for parents, where here's a 5 fun-minute exercise you can do with your kid that is triggers imagination, triggers a connection, and kind of awakens and enlivens both of you together as a team to solve a storytelling problem.
I love that. I love it. And I think that one of the common themes today in Wealth Wednesday is telling your own personal story. That whatever trials and tribulations and triumphs you've had, and all the passions and all of it, all your skills, you get to collaborate and bring all of it together to the greatest story ever told, which is your life and your life. And I'm just really touched by you, Tammy. I've got chills all over.
Yeah, and with a matter of a few folds, you can build your own paper.
Look at Jesslyn. Coming through, Jesslyn.
So I'm so honored to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it was such a pleasure.
Really excited to follow your journey, and it's really important, creativity. So on that note, Jess, take us out.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in with us live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter. We are Good Morning La La Land, and it's going to be a good day.
Have a great day, guys.